Good evening, good evening. Once again, I am your host, Kylan, aka Kai.
And it's your girl, Monisha, aka Mo.
And this evening, we have a special guest joining us for the first time, Miss Tia. Say hello to the world.
Hello, world. Hello, ladies. How y'all doing this evening?
Great.
And we're going to welcome you guys back to another episode of Seeing Light Through Darkness. All right, let's get in this. So tonight I want to talk about forgiveness. That seems to be a heavy topic going around these parts. And I, for one, can raise my hand to the fact that I have been kind of struggling with this specific topic for about a week now, in regards to myself. And I have come to the realization, and I gotta be honest, that I have not forgiven everyone whom I should have should have forgiven long time ago. Currently, years, months, I've not for all, but for some, I'm still struggling. Okay. And I started to ask myself a question as far as first of all, how can I bring myself to forgive? Because I know that forgiveness is not for that other person. It is for me. Okay? And what would that look like? What will help me do that? What will help me move on? Because I'm realizing, and like I mentioned, not with everyone who may have wronged me, but I think it's more like in the recent times, because, and I know I thought I did forgive, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Bible says, "For I will forgive their wickedness and will remember their sins no more."
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And when I read that, because I've been having this discussion with a few family members, like a few within the last week, and that was pointed out to me, and I'm like, wow. And I got technical. I started asking God some questions, because I said, I have to sit with this, because what does that mean? No more. Like what? Like how do I forget that? What does that? How do I do that? But I realized when I said, yeah, I forgave him or I forgave her, I've forgiven all. That was a lie, because anytime anything relating to that person or hearing that person's name, I still had a negative reaction, whether it was scrunching up my face or just feeling something. I'm like, is that what that means? That I have not, okay, of course we can't forget, because I'm not going to just develop sudden amnesia, God forbid, but it's like, right. Well, what does that mean? And I've come to the realization, I'm getting better at it, because I had a week to ponder on this. I've come to the realization that If it hurts, still stings me like that, I have not forgiven that person. And what that meant by what that saying, you know, that scripture means, yeah, you're not forget literally, you won't forget literally, but forgetting meaning you move on, you can talk about it without it, you know, having some type of negative reaction to it. You don't get defensive, and you just let it go. It doesn't bother you. You're not holding that person, you know, to that anymore. Not to say that I have to deal with that person. Some people, yeah, I can deal with you, you know, or whatever. Mostly family is harder to let go than friends, but that still depends too. Because to me, family just means we related. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I said that wrong. Family, yeah. I'm sorry. No,
okay?
Did I say that?
No, or you trying, unless you're trying to touch on when they do like blood is thicker than water.
Right. Yeah, blood.
You can't help who you born into.
Right. That just means we're related. Yeah, I'm not saying that right. It just means we're related. Family is the people that stick by you, support you no matter what, right? Okay. But and that's a whole nother topic. But I've come to that conclusion, which helped me because I didn't understand that. So I'm working on that. I'm working on that now so I can put that in the past. And also I had to ask myself, because I've wronged people out there myself. I've talked down on people, you know, hurt people's feelings. And so I had to put myself in that person's shoes using my own, you know, my own self for an example and saying, well, when you want that person that you wrong to forgive you, not that it's for me, but it's for them. But I know if they become at peace with that, then automatically that will help me to become at peace with it, knowing that that person has forgiven and just moved on, and they're not holding that against me constantly.
Right.
So, what does that look like for y'all?
So, you know, for me, because, you know, I've ran into some situations, and I don't need to go into full detail about the situations, but I've ran into some situations where it's that I just can't forget, and I won't forget, and I'm not going to forget. And that's just my personal decision, my personal preference about the certain situation that, you know, I encountered. And I know, like, sometimes, you know, you're like, well, dang, you know, I will, you know, forgive me and let's move on from it and let's learn from it, you know, and let's be cool or whatever. But sometimes some certain situations, I can't just forget it. I'll forgive you because I'm not about to lose my sleep at nighttime. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lose my sleep for nobody. But to forgive, I'm going to think twice again before I deal with you.
Yep.
So I can't. Yeah. So some things for me, like, I just cannot forget, especially when it's situations where it's like a person just practically, not literally, but spit in your face, not literally, but figuratively spit in your face. And you've been there for this person when you didn't have to be. But me being who I am, I'm just that kind of person where, you know, if you know, we rocking with each other and you need help or whatever, then, you know, I'm gonna be there for you. But you got one time and one time only. And when you totally cross the line, I can't, forgiveness don't live with me when it comes to that. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm done. I can't. So to me, it's about everybody's preference as far as like, you know, what you want to live with and what you don't want to live with. And, you know, if you're supposed to be Christian, I know it's saying in the Bible to forgive and forget, but Lord, forgive me. It's hard to forget. It's hard to turn a cheek and act like stuff didn't happen. And this ain't even with family members. This is people that ain't even your family. So, you know, when it comes to your family, you know, you feel like you're obligated and, you know, oh, that's my family, you know, I have to do. But then when it comes to people that's not even your family and they still, you treat them like family and they do that to you, I'm good. I can't, I don't forget at all. I don't.
Tia, what do you like, what's your take on it for you? Like, how do you handle?
Oh, okay. So with me, it took me a long, like, it took me going through trial, like really deep down trial and tribulation with people, because I would have people say, you're too nice. You let people do this, you let people do that. And if we just want to get on the subject of family, everybody knows that. It just, you kind of don't want to touch on it, but as you get older, you develop, my peace is my everything.
Exactly.
And I don't care who you are, mama, daddy, sister, cousin, brother, I don't care. Now, Mo, you said that you can't forget. And I feel you on that, because you're not going to forget a memorable moment that happened in your life. Can I forgive? I can forgive you, because just talking to other people, like, if you don't forgive that person, you blocking your own blessings.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And don't think I ain't been like this my whole life, because baby, you will get cut up, down, sideways, left, and right.
Exactly.
But to regain my peace and my blessings, like you said, I'm not gonna forget, but I'm gonna forgive you. But with forgiveness, I don't have to allow you in my peace.
Hey, that's right. And that's why I had to sit, because that's the part that kind of held me stuck. I'm like, okay, let me see what this means all the way. Let me think about it, because I can forgive, peace, move on and go on, but that doesn't mean that I have to allow you back in my life. Because you're right. When I discovered my peace a couple of years ago, that was all I needed. Yeah, that was all I needed.
Walking around here like, I got peace, baby. It's nothing that can touch this.
Yep.
And the good thing about that is you get to choose what you want to do. You're not in that box where you feel like I gotta do it. You disturb my peace. You do something to me. Just know I forgive you, but I get to choose if I want to be around you.
That's
I get to choose what I'm participating in and what I'm not participating in.
That is
because
so true.
So just because, and my last thing with that, just because you was born in it, that don't mean you got to stay in it.
Right, because like what we said, blood just makes you related.
Right. You don't choose who you're born to or what you're born into.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Because
so true.
And like you said, we have all, I speak for, look, I know I have wrong plenty, because I became, when I was that bitter, angry, hurt person, it was like, look, excuse me for saying this, but I didn't give a damn. And I'm just being honest. I did not give a damn about how anyone else felt, because I was hurting that bad. And I know, we say, well, you could just ask for help. It wasn't that easy. But again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, because that's a whole nother subject that we'll touch on. But it's like, I really had to sit with that, because me personally, I knew the things that I said to people and her, and that was because of that being too nice and feeling like everybody walking all over you from school, childhood or school days or high school, and it's like, come at me now. You thought you thought I was something then. No, I wasn't nothing then. I wasn't nothing then. Come at me now with that. Come at me now with that.
But see that they not used to that person. So when they get that person, oh, you're mean, you hurt my feelings. But then you think about me back then.
Right.
You didn't think nothing about that then.
Yeah.
But now that I'm stern and I'm protecting my peace, I'm mean. I don't come around. I don't do this. I don't do that. No, I'm just protecting my peace, love.
Yep.
And it's just at some point, and I don't want to use the, oh, I'm too old for that or whatever, because
I'm too old for that.
I mean, you get to a point where you're too old for that. I mean, but you can be like 20 something and, you discover that about yourself where you like, you know what? I'm good on all of the other noise that's around me. I mean, unfortunately, it takes a while for you to mature into that, into that realization, because like, you hear these young folks like, oh, I don't like dealing with people and this and that, but they don't really have a reason. Like, well, what's your real reason? It takes maturity to get to that level where you have a reason as to why you're not dealing with people, like a legitimate reason as to why you're not dealing with people, and then be able to move on with your own life peacefully. Because a lot of these young folks out here are like, oh, I don't deal with people, and they be super depressed, lonely, on the verge of suicidal thoughts, all kind of crazy stuff. Because you say you don't want to deal with people, but in the back of your head you do, because you haven't really came at peace with yourself. Like, you know what? No, I'm good with really being with myself and not really dealing with a lot of noise. And it took me a long time to get to this. Oh, I didn't even say a long time, because Kai, you know me from how many years now? For years now. And when we first met, I used to tell you like, hey, man, don't be stressing about that. And I ain't going to use the choice words on here because, we want to keep it adult clean. But, I used to say little choice words like, don't be stressing out about what nobody else got to say, do, or nothing. Because it took me a while to really get to that place. But I wouldn't say that. I mean, a lot of people would be like, oh, you so mean. I don't think I'm mean. I just know you got like one time, I may give you two. And after that, I'm done. Yeah. Like I'm finished. Like seriously, literally, like I'm done. And I don't care who it is. Like I don't care who it is. I've done it to my own nephew who like was a child of mine, like growing up. Did it to him. Like once I'm done, I'm done. It's gonna take a minute for me to be like, all right, I forgive you. And, a lot of stuff that he pulled is like, I forgive you. But, I'm a little standoffish on him because I haven't forgot what you did.
And that reopens that wound, too.
Mm-hmm. It does. So
you feel like it's going to hurt you. You're like, I'll back off because I've been there before. And I know it's an ouchie.
Right.
As we tell our kids, like, no, that's an ouchie. Yeah. Or don't touch that stove because you know it's going to burn.
Yeah. And to me, like when you're in people's space and then like you've been what people consider hurt, now my mind is like, to me, you unpredictable. I don't know what you're gonna do next.
And see, that's the thing too. Now you want someone to forgive, but you're not gonna I'm gonna forgive you. And if I decide to allow you back into my life, you keep hurting me, keep doing the same thing over and over again. You keep doing, then at that point, that's a high red flag for me. I got to go. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I can't. And fool me. Hey, you fooled me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. And it ain't about to be no twice. We're not even going to make it that far. At this point in my life, we're not going to make it that far. Because because, I believe, people come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
That is so true. Ladies, when I say that is so true, and you hear people, saying that a lot or whatever, like, oh, people come in your life for a reason and a season or whatever. But until you really, really experience that, where you can sit back and be like, you know what, that saying is really got some truth behind it, you will really never know what that feels like until you really experience it, instead of just, going around and saying it. Because, people just go around and say it because, they're angry at something that somebody did. And it's like, oh, they weren't supposed to be in my life anyways. But
right.
How do you know? Because you didn't give, that person a chance to kind of redeem themselves or whatever. But when you really experience somebody that's in your life for a reason and a season, I'm telling you, it's hard to get to a point where you will really forgive somebody. It's really, really hard.
You know what? Let me tell you this. And that's what you just said. With the ones that's in your for a reason and a season, for everybody else, because right now I'm dealing with trust issues. I am like Tia, even when we met and stuff, I was on a guard. I wasn't acting like I had this guard up, but I was kind of like, I don't, because of, your so-called friends that were in your life before. And it's like, I don't want to get hurt again. Those people were not there for me at all when I was going through what I was going through. They'll say, well, I called. Well, I didn't get a phone call. Everybody else was getting through, or I saw the missed call or something. And I'm like, maybe God said, oh, no, you ain't getting in touch with her today. And that was it for you. I don't know what happened. It's like, how come everybody else is, and they're still getting in touch with me and you're still saying it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that. And that's why I'm dealing with, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can trust. That's why I have learned to listen to my intuition, and I have to, meditate to just my surroundings, the people that are coming into my life, because it's like I told you, what was left behind is now behind. I was left by myself, lonely, and then all of a sudden, different people started, coming into my life, and I'm like, God, what's this? Who she? Who he? What I'm doing? You know what I mean? Because I'm hurt. I done got hurt. And that almost made, I was enraged. I was enraged, yo. Like, I was enraged. I'm talking about, a hit list. A hit list or who?
You didn't have no hit list.
No, I'm dead serious. That hit list.
You didn't have no hit list for them people.
That hit, yes, I did, it was like the revenge tour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until a friend said, give me that list, because I can go ahead and scratch a couple out up for you right now and tell you what karma they receiving. And I said, that junk, right. It's, hey.
Because guess what was happening? You were losing sleep while they was going on with their life. They were doing whatever they were doing. And you were the one that was losing sleep.
And then when God tapped me on the shoulder again, say, now you see. Because it's like, I tried to, you didn't see it at first when I was trying to show you or tell you, but now you see it, and that's why you're enraged. That's why you're mad, because you're feeling that being used or abused or taken advantage of or not being heard, and people saying that they care about you, but it seemed like you only caring about yourself. It's like, how do you make it about you when you see me again? After not talking, how do you make that about you? How do you, even if you felt some kind of way, did you say, hey, what is, I know, telling the truth, wasn't there, or whatever, how are you doing? I know I wasn't, but I see that, I was just hurt. I didn't really know exactly what was going on with you. But now that you said this to me or whatever, and then after I said, you still making it about you in some way. Like you still, it's like, you know what? I'm good. But it is, and then you talk about God. How can you keep talking about God and going to church? I mean, it's not just one person. It's plenty of people. I can name them on 2 hands. And it's like, how do you all talk? That's why a church, the building don't mean nothing, because you go to church on Sunday, but Monday through Saturday and even on Sunday, because you only thanking God for an hour, if that, until you walk out. Before you walk in them church buildings, you doing all that hooping and hollering and negativity and low vibrational stuff, and then as soon as you walk out, you back at it again. So no, church is within me. I don't have to be in no building. I'm not saying anything negative about a church. For me, going to a church, against churches or anything like that. But for me, going to a church is a time for me to fellowship with other people. You know what I mean? It's about fellowshipping for me. I can have church within myself every day, 24/7, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't stand that. Don't come up to me talking about God this and God that. You don't know him. I do.
Right.
Now, because I see how you act.
Relationship.
Right. I see how you act. I see how you living. I see how you carrying yourself. And you don't even know that I'm watching you.
Right.
And I'm not the only one. So again, that's a topic, a conversation within itself right there too. But at the end of the day, forgiveness, throughout this week, thinking about it, is for me. I don't have to deal with you because I don't want to block my blessings. But I'm able to tell my story or share with someone else, or even if I hear your name or something like that, and not get all scrunched up and look like I'm about ready to just go find you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Right.
That's how it feels with certain people, because you like, I know she didn't. And then you know what else? For me, I don't like when people try my intelligence. That's what burns me. I do not like to be tried like I'm a dummy. And that's how it be feeling. Like I got to go prove, like I got to let me show you who you not about to fool with. You trying my intelligence. I'm not stupid. And that's how it makes me feel. But I know I have to forgive for me. And I know I would want the stuff that I've done to people. I hope and pray. I haven't been able to reach out to everybody, but if you're listening and I send my apologies. Because that hurt me when I sat down and said, let me work on myself. Let me finally face myself after so many years have passed. Pretty much all of the life I've lived up until now. That hurt. Because that stuff it was like God said, I'm about to sit down and watch this, pull out that, what is it? When you play the little video recorder, like back in the day, how they do on the movies. Like I was telling you, Mo, I can't never think of it. The little movie film, the projector, right? Where stuff he taking you back. And I'm like, oh my God. It was like I was hiding from who? I'm in the room by myself and I'm hiding under the cover or something, like, oh my God, I can't believe that because I was in a different headspace. I was seeing through different lenses because I did some crap, you know.
But, and not to, I think we've all been there at a certain point.
Pretty sure.
But it's the people who don't acknowledge their wrongdoing. You know, it's people that have went to their grave with, I'm right, I ain't never wrong. And I just, Lord, don't take no time soon, but I just, how do you, when you're on your deathbed, how do you cross over like that? Right.
They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Like you have older people walking around like it is what it is. I've had somebody tell me before, and this was with an old co-worker. She was older than me. I looked up to her. Me and her actually still speak to this day, but it was crazy because at the end of the day, I felt empowered because I went up to her after she made me mad. I'm like, look, you told me that you're, because of your age, you stuck in your ways and da-da-da-da. I said, no, that's not right. You can't go around just treating people any kind of way just because you feel like you have, you're older than them or something like that. What kind of mess is that? That is mess. And why would you want to do that? And this lady told me after, we didn't talk for a while, made work very uncomfortable, but I'm petty. I can walk right past you and act like I've never seen you a day in my life.
Hello, me too. Day in
my life. But see, the way God is honest, He'll make you eat them words.
He sure. Okay. Won't he?
And He'll make you eat them, and you get choked up on it like, God, okay, I want to stop choking. Well, you better swallow that petty pill.
Swallow that pride.
That's true, Tia. That's true. That's honest to God truth.
Because sometimes it takes. I always tell people, I would like, I don't care like what you do or whatever. I'm gonna speak to you because I'm gonna make you mad when I speak to you because it takes more energy for me to try not to speak to you instead of me just saying hey and walk away. Because now I done made you even more mad because I'm speaking to you. You don't really want me to speak to you. So now you real mad. Like, why is she speaking to me? Because you're not gonna steal my joy or my happiness. I'm not gonna just walk around and try to avoid you at all costs and not say anything. I'm not gonna do that.
I didn't avoid, but when she walked by, I just knew I ain't speaking.
And for me, I've always said like it takes too much energy just not to be like, oh, I ain't gonna speak. I don't care if you do walk past me. I bet you I won't say nothing.
You know what? That reminds me a few years back, Mo. And I think we talked about it. So this when the boys were probably around 5 or 6. And one of the other moms was trying to wave to someone we had gone to school with. And I happened to just see. And she had walked past her 3 or 4 times, knew she saw her. She wasn't trying to speak to her, but she was trying to break her, not literally break her neck and go find her, but she was like, hey. And I said, she walked past you 3, 4, 5 times, looked right at you. She wasn't trying to talk to you. So don't be trying to break your neck to talk to her. And she walk around here with that attitude. Look, I was the one to talk when I was walking around. That was back then when I was walking around with attitudes and gonna try to, talking about folks like how I was. So you got the nerve to call somebody else out, but I couldn't call myself out. But I'm just saying, look, the truth was always deep down inside me, though. That was the real me. That was the real Kylan. The real Kylan used to peep out sometime. You know what I mean? But she couldn't fix herself. But what I'm saying is, I hear both of you, how you all handle the people. Because I'm petty too. I can ignore you like you like what? And that's why my blood pressure be having to stay down. But I think, I'm not going to lie, I pick and choose which way I want to go. I can speak it's like I'll speak because I'm going to kill you with my kindness. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's how I handle it majority of the time now. Now, when I slip back into my little, little negative ways, when I have to catch myself, I play that, you know what? I'm going to make sure they see me and make sure I walk in front of them and I am not speaking.
But see, that's too much. That's too much energy for me.
It is. It's
too much.
It is. And so I think now when I feel, when a person just, they're like that, because I know how I was, don't want to be bothered. I just come to the conclusion, if I don't speak, it's like, it's not coming from a petty place. It's coming from like, I'm just not going to bother them. I pray for them. I do whatever. If they say something to me or need something, I'm not going to act, mean to them or whatever. I'll help them or see how I can help and direct them. But at the same time, I'm just going to that's how I handle it. If I don't speak, it's kind of like, because they'll have that look on their face. Like, stay away, and you like, your wish is my command. Because guess what? I used to have that same face. And it was told to me. Matter of fact, my own mother had said it. We just kind of decide, when not to, we love you and everything, but we didn't know what we were going to get in that moment and things like that. You know what I mean? But I knew they loved me and cared for me. But yeah, that's how I kind of play it now if I don't speak. But if I'm petty that day and just being wrong, yeah, and that's not the right way. That's not the right way. I want to say when my human side come out, when I let when you let the human part take over, yeah. But but I think it is important for us to really forgive, because that is for us in our blessings.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And like you said, Mo, when stuff hurt and you like, I can't forgive. Okay. It's like you can forgive to continue for God to continue blessing you in your life, in your family, but you ain't got to deal with them. You just say, I can't, because you hurt me. And and then the people that come back into my life, I'm like, I told somebody, I had them laughing. I said, if somebody happened to call my phone and I answer, I'm gonna tell them, I need to figure out what you want. I got to go talk to God real quick, because I don't know if you supposed to be back in my life or not. Right. Like, this is a new game we playing. We protecting peace. Like you said, I don't care who you are, child, kid, husband. I listened to when I started going on my spiritual journey, I was trying to look for a coach or someone to help me, because I started to feel different. Again, another good topic that we gonna touch on. And Victoria Hunter, shout out to Victoria Hunter, aka Vic. She's on YouTube. She is awesome. But she was talking about, she had me cracking up. She was saying how protecting your peace. She was like, basically, I don't care if it's mama, daddy, sister, or brother. Bye. Oh. She said, roll on them. Roll on them.
She said, roll on them.
For real.
Yeah.
Because I can't, you know what I'm saying? Don't call me. She was like, don't allow people to call you in your first few hours and seconds of the morning time, and you trying to get your piece or whatever, and they come dumping on you, and then right before you go to bed. Come on, y'all.
Right. Please hit on with that. Yep. Now you can't get rest that night because it's on your mind, because they done called you with some doggone foolery. So yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly why.
Yep.
I was telling you about this at the park. When I say Monday, I couldn't get it together. I couldn't shake it. I couldn't do anything with the call that I received. And it was nobody but God who hung that phone up. But it had me so upset and so angry. I've never wrote a text message that long in my life.
Oh, yeah, you was mad.
I was mad and I'm done. But I went back and I said, God, I need a break. I'm not asking you to take this person out of my life permanently, but I need a long-term break.
Yep.
We'll be done, but I just don't think you don't want me to step in that right now.
Yep.
You're working on me, but you ain't done with me. And you know how this mouth is.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to step away from folks that's not doing you any type of, not bringing no type of positivity, just doing you zero good in your life. And then you gotta sit, think, and be like, what is the point of me talking to you? It ain't benefiting me in no kind of way. Because I don't care what nobody says. Energy is transferable.
It sure is. It sure is. And that's why it's important that the people that you surround yourself with, it's an even exchange. I give to you, you give to me. It's a give and take. Equal. You're not going to drain me of my energy, leave me looking old, high, and dry, and worn out. That's another thing Miss Vic say. I call her Vic. Victoria Hunter on YouTube for those that want to try to find her on YouTube. But that's another thing that Vic talks about. Then people make you look you be looking like you're 30 years old and looking like you 50. No ma'am. No ma'am, no sir. Not me. Not the Kai. Not her.
No. When you get to a point where you like, you know what? I don't have to, I'm telling you, ladies, when I got to the point with this particular person, when I got to the point where I was like, I do not have to deal with you at this point. So I'm good.
Yeah.
It was seriously like a breath of fresh air because I didn't have to take no more phone calls from this person. I didn't have to talk to this person no more. I'm talking about nothing. And when I say it was a breath of fresh air, because this person will call me up, y'all, and would just lie about the smallest little bitty thing just to get attention. Yo, like, okay, so I have a twin sister, Tia, just so that you know, I have a twin sister, right?
Okay.
And it's exhausting in itself to have a twin sister, okay? And to have somebody else that wants to call you to just get attention from you, you'll be like, what the is happening? Like, do you really need attention from another woman? And this chick will call and really be on a bunch of stuff. And then it was just one day, because, you know, some stuff went down. I said, you know, enough is enough. I don't have to deal with you. I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm done. I'm good. I don't have to talk to you. You don't have to call my phone, to the point where I blocked her number. All of that. Oh, no, not my sister, but this another chick. Because I was just like with my sister, whatever, it was just like, you know, it's your twin sister, whatever. And I know some twins not close or whatever, but me and my sister close. And it was just like, I could never understand why somebody else outside of my sister will require a lot of attention from me. I thought it was just the weirdest stuff ever. I thought it was just odd. It was just super duper odd, because my sister requires a lot of attention. She requires a lot of attention. So it was just like this one chick, I'm going to put it like that. This chick, she just required too much attention, where she would call and be with all kind of crazy stories about this and that, all kind of foolishness. And I just got tired. She crossed the line and I got tired. I was like, I ain't got to deal with you no more.
Oh no, Ma, that sounds a bit of a fatal attraction if you ask me.
It was odd. it was odd as I don't know what, because it'd be like calling with lies and just telling lies about the smallest little bitty thing just to get some type of reaction out of me, just to see what I'm gonna say, just to see what I'm gonna do, just to literally get me on the phone. Just weird. And then it just got to a point where I was just like, I can't do this no more.
Yeah, it was pulling your energy.
Like I couldn't.
And have you forgiven?
No.
See? All right.
Oh.
Wait, no. I forgiven, but I ain't forgot. That's different.
So it doesn't pain, it doesn't like, sting you when you talk about it, and you've moved on, you've released it.
So the situation, when I think about it, it will piss me off, but then my mind clicks and be like, you know what? You ain't got to talk to her no more. That's how I dealt with the situation.
Gotcha.
Came to my conclusion where, you know what? You ain't got to talk to her no more. For what? It ain't benefiting you in no kind of way. She's a habitual liar. So guess what? You ain't got to talk to her no more. Like, you can be done with it. And when I came to that grips, whatever, because I had talked to this chick for years, and to go from talking to somebody like all the time, talk to them for, I'm talking about years, over 15 years, talking to this person, knew this person or whatever, and then just really make the conscious decision where you're like, you know what? This ain't good for me. Let me be done.
Yeah.
And when I say that's the kind of peace that you want right there, when you can come to your own sense and your own conclusion, like, you know what? I can't deal with no unnecessariness. Like, first of all, you're already dealing with mess with the people that you doggone married to, living with, then your kids and all that other kind of stuff. Add on to it? Nah.
Yeah.
So have I forgiven her? I would say yeah. But would I forget? Absolutely not, because I don't want to fall back into the trap of talking to her.
And see, I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to ask y'all. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way I think forgiveness has different categories. You have some people that you can forgive, and you truly forgiven them, but it's just like, how would I say this? Example, I have a friend, we fell out or whatever. It's three sides to a story, but on my end, it was because of her. We ran across paths, and of course, that vibe, it wasn't there anymore. But I don't hate you. Our kids used to play together. Like, I don't hate you. I hate that it ended the way it did, and that, the kids, but I felt like I had to vocalize, I forgive you. I'm not holding on to that. I've moved on. It's been years, X, Y, Z. Then I have people, and this is a family member. Well, would it be family to me? Yeah, I guess so. Where I'm not telling you nothing, because I feel like you don't deserve to hear that I forgive you. I just talked about it with God. I don't let this person hear my voice. I don't let this person see me. We stay in the same city. I don't let this person see me. I don't do anything. Because it's alive before it does me, but I forgive you. But I just can't come to terms to tell you that.
And sometimes it ain't even necessary sometimes to even have to be like,
right,
let me call this person up and be like, oh, I forgive you for what you've done. No, you can have forgiveness in your own self, and you can move on.
Because it's for you, between you and your God, and what you believe, like what you believe in. That has nothing to do with anybody else, and that. So
because it's for you. Forgiveness is for you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not for everybody else, because you can have the best interest in your heart to be like, I'm gonna call this person so that we can get back to where we are. and then it can totally go left, and you be like, man.
And see, that's right. And see, that's why I'm not doing it. I don't do it. Like you said, you talk to God about it. I don't, you know, from the time big life-changing decisions have been made, but for me personally, from 2020, you know, the start of the pandemic up until now, I've been going through just transformation after transformation, life changes. And throughout that time, several times I had to be still and listen, because it was, you know, when he needs to talk to me, and when, you know, spirit, you know, when I have to look around, look at my surroundings, look at the people, you know, that are involved, because it's like, okay, if I'm letting myself around this certain type of these certain type of people, I'm getting ready to block my blessings. He's not going to get, because those people ain't meant to come on that journey. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I say this is all for you.
Yeah.
If you sit up there with negative Nancy and you know, and men too, that run their mouths like women and being negative and drama and all that, you really think you about to move on up that ladder?
Right.
Really?
Right.
It's not happening. Right. And so that's what I have to keep reminding myself, like, okay, let me check. I had to do a reality check on y'all. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
You, Tia.
You have to do. You have to reevaluate everybody in your life sometimes. Sometimes, you know, you have to understand that, you know, people go through different things. You know, you have to give them your space, them their space, and then, you know, y'all revisit, you know, your relationship later. But to me, everything and everybody should be reevaluated when it comes to being within your space.
Right.
Like they have to be. Because if not, then you will be just allowing everybody into your space that's not beneficial or have your best interests in mind.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm talking about everybody reevaluate, just reevaluate, you know, reevaluate like who you sit down and you talk to, you know, on a personal level, or who you just, you know, not really talking to on a personal level. Like you have to reevaluate, like, you know, let me, you know, be careful as far as like what I say to that person, because I don't know, you know, what their intentions are towards me. So you have to do that with everybody, personal, work, you know, leisure, everything.
Yeah.
You have to reevaluate people. And, you know, sometimes you learn that the hard way. Sometimes you learn it the easy way. For me, I've learned it the hard and easy way dealing with people. Because for me, I like to give everybody a chance. Like, I'm going to give you a chance because I don't know you from a can of paint. So I'm going to give you a chance. Right. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a chance. And then it's just like once you cross that chance, it's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm going through it so many times the hard way now. I mean, nope, like chopping it down.
You be running from it. You be running from it. You
totally block it. Yeah.
All right.
And I have to catch myself a lot of times because, you know, and I hate to say this stuff, but I am one of them people that's getting older. And I'm getting into them ways where I just be like, I raise my eyebrow, like, it be the first thing. I just be like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because I already feel that the energy or the company is not good for me. So let me just, you know, remove myself from it and, you know, go in a different direction. So, you know, I'll reevaluate people real quick. I'll try to give you a chance and I'll evaluate you. You got one time and I'll evaluate you, and I'm just after that. I don't want no part.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't want no parts. And, you know, I just really hate using that term like, oh, because, you know, that's what you do when you get older, whatever. But
Yep. But it's that's the truth. It's the truth. Well, y'all wanna go ahead and start wrapping things up here and just give you all your final thoughts to our listeners out there. Anything you want to leave them with this week?
Yeah. So for me, I say, yes, it's what they consider, the Christian way. And, that's what, Christians put out there that, you're supposed to forgive and forget. But also, don't be a fool for folks or whatever. Don't be a doormat for people. And don't let people know that, hey, you're going to always forgive them for, anything that they do to you, because then people will see that and then they will start to really take advantage of you all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to basically piggyback off of Mo, forgiveness takes growth within yourself. Learn how to forgive yourself for things that you've done. Not let it fester. When you let it fester, you're manifesting it all over again. You're going through that pain all over again. So it's definitely forgive. I won't say the forget part, because if you're having to forgive somebody for something, that has been a memorable moment in your life.
That is true. So, that's right.
And again, this is just my opinion. You don't have to necessarily forget, but move past it. Don't block your blessing out for somebody else's stupidity. Just notate it, and definitely, I'm a big fan of this. Just because it's family, move on. Move on.
Yes.
Well, I agree. Well, I have to piggyback off of both you ladies. I agree. And I'm just gonna reiterate to close things out. Just sit with some things, I would say. Really sit with things and think before you think about what forgiveness means to you. And that word forget, no, you're not going to forget, but get to, or try to get, because we have free will. I always put free will out there. This isn't anything, people can do what you want, people, that's your life. But in order to heal and be at peace, see what forgiveness looks like for you, so you can be at peace. So you can maybe hear that person's name and not get all cringed up and mad all over again, because you're, again, that's saying that wound did not heal. You didn't put that Neosporin on, put that Band-Aid on and clean it up and go on with it and start letting it heal. You didn't do that. You just left it open, and it got worse and got worse and got worse. So see what that means for you. If you have said, you know what? Because it could be, oh, this person just made a mistake. I know that person's better than that. That person has actually shown me by their actions. Okay? Then we can work on moving. And you still don't have to move fast. Take your time. Take your time building back relationships and things like that. Now, for other people out there that, like you all mentioned before, that just keeps, oh, she gonna forgive me. Oh, she gonna forgive me. Oh, he gonna forgive me. I'm just gonna do. No. See, now I'm really, really, really about to pray that I can forget you, because that, and I'm just saying, because that's a no. You're not going to keep doing me like that. Like you said, I'm not a doormat. So you can still forgive, but people like that, God is probably trying to tell you something, that you need to remove that person out of your life. So, just, see what forgiveness is like for you. See what helps you to get at peace, to keep your heart loving and pure. All right. So, all right, ladies, it was a joy this evening. Always looking for, another week. And all right, for you lovely listeners out there, we love you all. We appreciate you all. We enjoyed the feedback, and just keep listening. More content to come. We're going to have some great things to talk about in the future. So stay tuned in. But until next time, peace, love, and light. We are out.